today I thought I'd do. I put a poll out a couple days ago regarding the Rite of Nine and some thoughts that I had on it. We've been, talking about it on our lives as well. So if you've been missing them, then feel free to jump on the YouTube lives and Twitch. That's what we're live on. It's just about the Rite of Nine, and I feel like they missed some things basically that they could have put in, and again, I'm no expert, I'm no game developer, I don't know how much time they had, etc. But this is just my opinion, and I think a few other people agreed. So the poll I put out was, are you happy with the Rite of Nine, or do you feel that a dungeon pantheon would have been better? So it would still be called the Rite of Nine. It's just that it would be similar to the pantheon that we had last year. And if you can't remember or weren't aware of what the pantheon was last year, it was essentially just like a raid boss gauntlet, and you would get, you'd be guaranteed to get the raid exotic. You'd be able to choose that at the end of the pantheon. You'd get different loot, you'd get emblems. There was a lot to get and a lot to do, to be fair, during the pantheons, and they were a lot of fun. Someone who, I didn't really do a lot of raids. When this came out, I thought, oh great, I don't have to worry about the traversal bits or anything like that. I can just focus on the raid itself and get that done. So when they announced the Rite of Nine, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to do that with dungeons, like a dungeon boss gauntlet, right? And when it actually came out, and it was just normal dungeons with a few changes here and there, and a new edition of the Explorer mode, which I think is good. A few issues I have with it on the new Goes to the Deep dungeon, but other than that, I feel like the Explorer mode's really, really good. So I thought about it last night, and I've written some things down that I feel could have made the Rite of Nine a bit better, in my opinion. Again, I know that some people really like it, and it's not, I'm not trying to discredit what Bungie have done or anything like that. I'm just saying that I feel like these things would have made it a little bit better. That's all. So the first one, like I've already previously mentioned, is make it a pantheon sort of mode. So you go through and do different bosses, because I think each dungeon has a minimum of 2 bosses, right? So it goes to the Deep, which I done last night for the first time on Explorer solo, which did take a bit of time, to be fair, I won't lie. But has Ekra, I think his name is, and then the wizard at the end. Then you got Spire, you got the Harpy, and then the Big Vex geezer. Can't remember his name. Prophecy, you've got obviously the first boss, and then you've got the main boss at the end. Grasp is the same. You've got Big Bad Greg, and then you've got the big captain at the end. Sunder Doctrine is the same. They're all similar. They all have 2 to 3 bosses, right? I think Warlord's Ruin is the one with 3, because you got the boss at the beginning, then you got the big ogre, then you got the meatball at the end. So again, there's enough bosses for them to do it, right, and make the fights different. So that's my first point. My second thing that they could have done, which I feel is needed, which again may still be the case because we haven't done it yet, but is Prophecy. I feel like they should have made an exotic for Prophecy, considering that it's all to do with the 9 and etc. I feel like that it would have made sense to do one, right? So I am disappointed at the moment that there isn't one. Again, if there was one, it would have potentially been like data mined or whatever. But yeah, I feel like an exotic from Prophecy would have made a lot of sense. It could be a gun that uses like light and dark differently. You switch from light, you get better. I don't know. Your super recharges quicker, and then when you use darkness, your abilities charge for, I don't know, something like that, right? So I feel like that would have been ideal. Also, I do feel armor should have been included as well. if I'm honest. I feel like going through the dungeons and only getting weapons is a bit meh. You know, there's people out there that would rather collect the armor, and being able to do that on Explorer would make things a lot easier for them, right? So again, I feel like they should have included maybe a new armor set, or like a different version, or ornaments. So I can't remember what they done it for. I think it might have been Destiny 1, to be fair, but they basically done ornaments for like raid armor. So like for Crota, it would like glow green. For Atheon, something else would happen. It was basically like ornaments, and there was like Seaver ones as well, I think. So again, do something with the armor, right? I feel like that was an opportunity that they've not taken. And I also feel that the weapon attuning that's fine as it is, in my opinion. I feel like if you attune a weapon, you're more than likely to get it. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. I haven't got an issue, and I feel like there's too many good weapons out there anyway. Like all of the heresy weapons are so good. Every single one of them is unbelievable. So I feel like maybe it was a bit difficult for them to maybe change that. But yeah, I feel like the weapon stuff is what it is. I like the hollow foils, and I like the adepts, and I like all that sort of stuff. So that's pretty cool. The machine gun from Spire, I've been really enjoying on Bolt Charge Titan. That's been really good. So I've been enjoying using that. But yeah, I feel like now that I've done Explorer on Ghost of the Deep, I was given a Navigator last week. There's no point, in my opinion. Again, I know that people like the Rite, and I get that. But there's no point really to grind it out or do anything, because this is meant to be a filler, right? That's what this is. It's meant to be like Into the Light. It's meant to be like the Pantheon. It's meant to be a bridge between the end of Heresy and the beginning of Edge of Fate. That's what it is. If that's the case, then I don't understand why more effort was put in. I can understand that effort was put in, but we've got the same space we had for Trials of the Nine. So again, that's just been pulled out of whatever vault they've got. Like the addition of the dungeon is pretty cool in the background. Like that does look cool, I do have to admit. But I'd rather it look rubbish and actually have some stuff to chase. I feel like there's just not enough, personally. Like nothing is wanting me other than getting that full white shader. There's nothing pulling me towards doing everything on here. I'll do Explorer, and then that's it. I'm done. I won't do Ghosts again for the rest of the 2 weeks that it's out. I just won't do it, because I just feel like it's just not as good as the Pantheon mode that we had for the raids. So again, like I say, I know others really enjoy this, so I don't want to take anything away from them. I just want to sort of raise the point that this could be so much better. This could be so much better. Like, imagine if it was just a dungeon Pantheon, like boss after boss after boss after boss. And then the more bosses you do, the higher up here you go, and the better your rewards. But yeah, I feel like the main things are they should have put armor in. They should have made a Prophecy exotic weapon. Again, they may have. You never know, I suppose. Once Prophecy's been done, it might be the fact that all this time there was actually one just waiting to be unlocked. So again, we'll give it till Prophecy comes out, of course, and see what the see what happens. But I doubt there is an exotic weapon, which is a shame, because I feel like it would have enticed more people to play it, really. Because again, out of all the people I know that are playing it, they do a run on Eternity or Explorer, and then just that's it, right? That's it. They don't do anything else, which is fine. There's no problem with that. And I know that some people really grind it, which is also fine. But I just feel like they could have done so much more with it, which is a shame, because I really enjoy playing this game, and I do want to get as much loot as possible. Of course, I want to help others, etc. But I'm not going to waste my time or anybody else's time with this, especially with Ghost of the Deep. It taking nearly like over an hour on even on Explorers solo. I mean, I'd never done it before, so I can't really comment too much, but too much traversal in that dungeon, god damn. Like, way too much. But I did think it was a really good dungeon. But yeah, I think that to summarise, they should have made it a Pantheon version. Changing counters as well. I know they've changed encounters a little bit, but from what I've heard of Ghost of the Deep, nothing's really changed other than like a time limit. Which again is like, well, why don't I just go, other than the new-ish weapons, why don't I just go run normal Ghost of the Deep, right? That's the other point. I don't think the encounters have changed that much. It'd be interesting to see what Prophecy's like. I feel like the most work would have gone into Prophecy, considering it's the last one. It's all to do with the 9. I feel like that is going to be the one that will potentially change my mind, but we'll have to see. I don't think the encounters were changed enough on Spire. You know, just having bosses spawn, like, you know, make it a bit different. But it'd be interesting to see what they do with Prophecy. I feel like they'll probably like stop the same person dunking like the moats, so that at least one person has to dunk. There'll be like a moat cooldown maybe alongside a timer. I don't know, or each player will be designated a certain moat to collect. You can't collect the other ones maybe. I don't know, but we'll see. I'm positive for Prophecy. I feel like Ghost of the Deep is like I say, it's a good dungeon. I really like the look of it. I feel like it's the best looking dungeon, and like fighting on Oryx's body at the end is pretty cool, I do have to say. But yeah, Prophecy is the big one, I think. I feel like if Prophecy doesn't deliver, then I personally wouldn't be overly happy with this as like a filler, because that's, like I say, that's what this is. It's to bridge the gap between End of Heresy and beginning of Edge of Fate, and I personally, in its current state, I don't feel it's personally enough. A dungeon Pantheon would have been so much better, but anyway, I digress. So yeah, that's me done on this. Before I go, I just wanted to say a big thank you. We, because you guys watch, we are now part of the YouTube creator program. So it essentially means that like super chat, subscriptions, and like promoting like merch or something. I can do that now. I'm not going to do any merch. I'm not going to do any subscriptions on here. So you can subscribe for free still. There's not going to be like any additional benefits that you can't get unless you subscribe. I'm not going to do anything like that. If you do want to, help out, then come follow me on Twitch. We're only a couple followers away from being an affiliate on there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, super chat wise, it just means that you can basically tip. Essentially, that's what it is. So I mean, I stream on Whatnot as well, and sometimes people tip on there. So if you do want to tip, that is absolutely fine. Just don't go silly, of course, because I don't want anyone feeling like they have to. If you do tip, then essentially what I plan to do is use that to maybe fund some like giveaways or stuff like that. So if you do want to do it, by all means, but you're not obliged, right? You don't have to do it. I know a lot of people sometimes do it just to get a message read out or whatever. Don't do that. Only do it if you, like like I say, really want to. But I'm not gonna sit here and ask for any of that. The choice is yours. I'm more than happy with just people chatting in the lives. That's all I care about. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for getting me there, because it just means the rest of the journey is a little bit easier, because I've really been approved as such. So it means that I don't have to do it again when we get to the ad side of things, which is only 800 hours away. So it's not a lot. So yeah, I just wanted to say a big thanks to everyone that has been watching. I have made a bit of a stupid build video, I won't lie. It will be up by the time this one goes up. It's basically I don't know why I've done it, to be honest. It's a Superman build. Like, I know we don't use guns or anything. I try not to use them, but once you click on it and look, you'll get it. But yeah. On that note, I really appreciate everyone. We're going to be live today as well, between sort of like nowish and like 1:30, doing some Iron Banner. So if you do want to come say hello, we'll also be doing Iron Banner throughout the week. We'll also be doing maybe some Dual Destiny, helping some people get that done. Some Grandmaster Nightfalls if you want to hop in, maybe some dungeons. And on the 24th, it's a big day. Mrs. Talent is going out on her hen do in the evening. So Saturday night we're going to be doing some raids. We're going to be doing some dungeons, maybe some private gambit, because we love some. You know, who doesn't love some gambit? Come on. So yeah, make sure you come by on the 24th in the evening. Hopefully it'll be a good laugh. There'll be loads of us here. But on that note, I will shut up now. And I will catch you all later. Thanks for watching. Peace out.